ஒருத்தர் நம்மளோட கைட் பண்ணிட்டு வருவாங்க.
And we started to get oil traps. Then we have our normal animals today and our 7 continents. Behind you, we have examples of oil traps. All you have to do is move the torch up and down, and the trap will form in front of you. So please feel free to relax. So we have 3 main ones. But the most common one in Kuwait is the anti-flying trap, which is the one in the middle. It's in the form of an arch. Later on in the tour, you will be able to look at the different pillars that you see here, the layers. In 1847 in Baku, Azerbaijan. This was how Kuwait was living at that time. So pearl diving, fishing, boat making and trading as well. The first oil discovery in Kuwait was in 1924 in an area called Bahra. 1924? Yes. And then Burgan was discovered in 1938, and Burgan is still productive till this day. It's the second largest field in the world. So you can have a closer look if you like.
Okay, thank you.
So we have 3 types of rocks. We have reservoir rock, source rock, and the cap rock. The source rock is where you find the source of oil and gas. The reservoir rock is sponge-like. It absorbs the oil and gas. And then the cap rock acts as a lid or shield to prevent the oil and gas from escaping to the surface. Now for the reservoir rocks, we have 2 types. You can look at them here, between the 2 microscopes, to look at the difference between them. One of them is tightly packed, one of them is loosely packed.
இதெல்லாம் காட்டுதுல
எனக்கு வந்து கல் இந்த நிலத்துல example here, this is microscope number 1, this is microscope number 2. The difference is because the grains are tightly packed, the amount of oil will be less. But if you have more space, the amount of oil would be in larger quantities. That's the difference that you see in the microscope.
Okay.
Now there are many techniques to search for oil, either by air, by ground, or even by gravity, but the most common technique in Kuwait is the seismic survey. They send vibe trucks that send shock waves underground. If we have any oil rocks, the waves bounce back to the geophone receivers and will be taken to the recording truck for further studies. Offshore exploration is similar, but they use sound waves instead. But drilling is still the most accurate technique. But it's expensive, so they only do it when they are sure of an area. They go underground and they take out a core. This is what a core would look like. From the core, they take out smaller parts, which are dots, called core plugs. Core plugs are important because they let us know the type of oil and the type of layers that are in that area. Now these three are co-replicas. Sorry? It's like this one. And then they take it out. They have to coat it in wax because it would be in liquid form sometimes. These three are co-replicas, but you can have a look at the dates. But on the very far right, over there, we have an actual historic core sample. It was taken from Bulgan in 1938.
This one?
So to move around, all you have to do is move the mouse like this and press on the button. It will give you some information to choose from. For example, we will go deeper and you press. Right now there is a timer showing us that we are automatically going to zoom out of the gun and into the map of fields. You will be able to look at the different fields located all around the world. And then again, you can have a look at the different fields that are located around. All you have to do is move the mouse and press. And then again, it will automatically zoom back into Burgan field, so the information will be about Burgan.
Okay.
Over here we have some history of the Kuwait Oil Company. You can start first in 1934. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed al-Sabah signs an agreement allowing them to search for oil in Kuwait. Starts first in Bahra, but the amount of oil was very little. So they continued to search, and that's how Burgan was discovered. And the amount of oil in Burgan in 1938 was very good for commercial production. That's why in 1946 His Highness Sheikh Ahmed al-Sabah turned the silver wheel for the first. Now we did not have Kuwaiti tankers at that time, so a British one was used. But in 1959 we get Kabma, which is our first Kuwaiti oil tanker. Thank you. You can continue to this site for more information. Then in 1975, the Kuwaiti government took full ownership of the Kuwait Oil Company, so they ended the agreement that happened in 1934, and everything came to a stop in 1990 with the invasion. Around 80% of Kuwait Oil Company's establishments were ruined, and up to 700 oil wells were lit on fire. Luckily, we had the Kuwaiti firefighting team and other international firefighting teams from all around the world that joined forces to put out the burning wells. Here is an image of the Kuwaiti firefighting team. And on the 6th of November 1991, which is today's anniversary, the last well was put out. Yes, the last one was capped. Then production started to get back up again in 1993, and more establishments continued as well. And this is the KPC, which is the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, and all of these companies fall under that corporation.
இந்த டவர் எடுங்க.
അതുപോലെയാണ് അങ്ങ് കടൽ இந்த பக்கம் கடல் தான்
The smaller drilling is the first one. We go down deeper, and then we put the second set of casing, which is called the surface casing. And then the support between the two casing. And number 3, we use an even smaller fixed drill at the edges of this drill bits are made with diamonds to help cut the hard rock layers, because we have now reached the oil reservoir parts. Then the third set of casing, which is called the intermediate casing, is rock. What you see going around, that's not circulation, to prevent the drills from overheating and exploding. Lastly, in number 4, we put the production casing, and then we make these tiny cracks with the help of bullets to help the oil come up to the surface with the help of natural pressure. Sometimes if natural pressure is not strong enough, we inject water at really high pressure to flush out the oil.
Okay. Yes. Visual लगाएंगे. This one. Okay.
We'll talk about the types of oil. In Kuwait, we produce the 3 types, heavy, medium, and light. Using the north, you can feel the difference between them. So, oil is classified using a worldwide unit called API, which stands for American Petroleum Institute. When the oil has a higher API, that means that it's lighter, more pure, and more expensive. Over here, we have the only real samples of oil in the exhibition. And their natural color: light oil is from Sabriya field, medium is from Burgan, and heavy oil is from Radka field. Here we have another experiment to show you the difference between the 3 using their viscosities. You can see how fast the ball falls down in each of them. You can see it's really fast in the light oil, but really slow in the heavy. Medium. So over there we have a map of Kuwait's field showing you the flags of field. Green field is where you'll only find oil. Pink fields is only gas, oil and gas. So this is called the wellhead machine. It's more commonly known as a Christmas tree because of how it looks. This is placed on top of phase 4 in the other section. The valves are used to control pressure and flow of either oil or gas depending on the reservoir, and this has to be maintained very carefully to prevent an explosion. Over there we have the Sakurad pumps. They're more commonly known as the rounding donkey because of how they work. So sometimes oil is very close to the surface but doesn't have enough pressure to push it up. These machines pump in pressure so that the oil can come. They mainly use them in Texas. Yeah, we use them in shallow fields. We have a little in Wafra field and some of them in the north as well. Depends on the ground.
Okay.
So now we have reached the peaks and pipelines. In Kuwait, we have hundreds of kilometers of oil and gas pipelines that are cleaned and inspected by machines called pigs. PIG stands for Pipeline Instrumentation Gadget. They go in with the flow of oil. It has an odometer, a recorder, a magnetite drive. This one is used to check if there's any indentations, anything stuck, if there's a leakage. If there's a problem, it sends a signal and the guy monitoring the laptop goes and solves the problem. If everything is okay, we usually clean them once every couple of years, but we do inspect them more often. Once every couple. So every 2 years, maybe 1 time. But if there's a problem, we go solve it immediately and we check them a lot. So now we have reached the marine section. In front of you we have a rigid tanker. It's one of the largest in the world. It can carry up to 350,000 tons of crude oil. In order to fill it up, we take 20 kilometers offshore and fill them up with these moorings. They have to be filled in a specific sequence, as I'm going to show you now, to avoid any oil spills. In case of oil spills, we do have the KOC Exploring OIL&GAS bathtub. It's a small spill, they use the oil pools and skimmer back to the recovery part. If it's a large spill, we drop chemical dispersants to break down the oil particle and then follow the instruction for a small spill. So since this one is already open, we will open that one, opposite the corner, yes. Just turn it one time. Perfect. And now you will see it fill it up in the compartment. When it's done, you will do these two. And the one below it as well.
What is the difference of this? Any different or
No, it's the same. It's the same.
Same.
Because
One
they
is-
want to keep the balance.
Okay.
Now we will do this one. Yes. Now we will take this one. And you will do that one.
Right.
No, the one next to it.
Oh. இதுதான் கப்பலில் தான் எடுத்து வருவாங்களோ
And then the last one. This one? No, the one next to it? Yeah, and this one. So now we have to this correctly. When we want to empty it, they do it in reverse. What we fill last, they will empty out first. Now we have reached the products area. Here we will tell you how we use oil and gas in our everyday lives. So we all know that oil is used to fuel our cars and jets. It's burnt in power stations in Kuwait to generate electricity. When we cook, we light up the gas directly. Chemicals obtained from oil are used to make fertilizers and pesticides to help our crops grow. It's one of the main ingredients in health and beauty, and it's used to make medicine, makeup, plastic containers, and even the replacement parts for our bodies. Everything that you see over here is somehow related to oil byproducts or polymers. Now we have reached the Heroes of Fire. In 1991, after the former Iraqi troopers left, they burnt more than 700 wells, causing the most catastrophic environmental problem to happen. In order to cap the burning wells, we needed help from international teams like the UK, the US, China, France, and many more countries came to help us. With the help of the Kuwaiti team, of course. To your side, we have some examples of what the Kuwaiti team wore at the time. And in just a few minutes, we will take you on a journey back to 1991 to show you how they capped the burning wells. Please be clear.
Every dark day had a bright side, and we have to look at the bright side.
I hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So we have now reached the last gallery in our exhibition. We hope you enjoyed it so far and have a good understanding about oil production in Kuwait.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
currently producing just a little under 3 million barrels per day, and we aim to produce more in the future. To give you an idea of how much we produce, if we put the barrels filled with oil on top of each other, we would reach top of Burj Khalifa in 27 seconds.
So,
If we use tsunami to control the towers in Malaysia, we reach a single tower in 15 seconds.
okay.
On the other hand, if we treat Kuwait oil like a cup and fill it up, we will fill them up completely in 2.5 hours. As for the Empire State Building in New York, we will fill it up completely in 53 hours. And now we'll show you how much oil we produce each time. Every second we produce around 6,000 liters, which translates to 36 barrels. So by this we end our tour. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Excellent is that one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. I will take one video here.